Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this VideoNet webcast, where today we're looking at how pay TV operators everywhere can take a share of the growing addressable TV advertising market. Addressable TV advertising has been available for several years, of course, from a small number of pay TV operators globally, and it's bringing new advertisers and new money into TV. And local advertising is one of the big wins, of course. In Europe, Sky has demonstrated how addressable advertising can help diversify revenues, and the reason it works for them is because it works for advertisers. There is evidence for how it boosts viewer engagement, spontaneous ad recall, spontaneous brand awareness, purchase intent, all amongst exposed viewers, of course, and there are other great things as well. More broadcasters are showing their willingness to make their inventory available for addressable TV partnerships too, and we're talking about national inventory as well, not just local spots. But despite this very positive trajectory, addressable TV advertising is still limited to only a handful of pioneers, and that has to change, and we certainly expect that it will change. The big question is who's going to help the rest of the pay TV market to introduce addressable TV and how? And over the next hour, we're going to take a look at a solution that is market ready and which fully harnesses the unique strengths of pay TV operators, including their rich and GDPR compliant first-party data. You're going to hear how the technology works, how operators make money from addressable TV, where that money comes from, the behavioral and viewing insights that can be used to segment audiences, and how any pay TV operator can plug themselves into the advertiser demand that's already out there. Now, because we're live, we will be taking audience questions, and we'll stop at least once for those. So I would encourage you to look at your console where you can see a Q&A button. We also have some resources for you to download today, so I would encourage you to do that as well. And we're also going to ask you a question today, so I'll just preview it now, but please don't answer at this point because any answers won't count. We'll come back to this later, but the question we're asking is, as an operator, when do you plan to launch a targeted advertising solution? Is it 2020, 2021, 2022, or are you still at an early stage and you don't have any plans for that? Okay, well, let's introduce our speakers then. I'm delighted to welcome two experts in this subject. We have Jar Mangel, who is the Senior Product Manager for AI and Data Solutions at Viaccess-Orca. And we also have Gerald Sauvignon, who is SVP Sales Video Addressable TV for Smart AdServer. So welcome to you both, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, well, Jar, let's start with you. Obviously, as I mentioned, there's a number of major pay TV operators who are already deployed with addressable and very successfully. But is this a market for smaller pay TV operators?
Yes, definitely. There is no doubt that the opportunity is available for even smaller operators, considering the high revenues potential at stake. It's true that smaller operators will find it challenging to build their own solution from scratch, like big operators did. But my point is actually that they don't need to. This is why we are here today. If you take, for example, the own Smart AdServer, the provided solution is basically ready-made, already including everything that operator needs in order to enjoy the high revenues of targeted TV advertising.
Okay, and I mean, is it an opportunity for serious new money, do you think? I mean, can operators diversify their revenues?
I think, yes. I think that operators today are facing challenges. If you are looking on the competition from the global SVOD providers, expensive content right, and loss of the traditional role as home network provider due to the cord cutting and cord shaving trends that we are seeing that are most likely going to intensify with 5G. So I think they have to find a new way to diversify their revenues. And I think that most likely targeted advertising will be the answer for that. This is proven also by those who took the step, like Sky in the UK, that you mentioned already, and they are enjoying a new stream of revenues coming from this source.
Okay, and you've got a solution that any operator can use to enable targeted TV. I mean, just talk us through the inventory that would become available for targeted advertising. So
the solution is offering insertion of video and banner ads into the stream for VOD content and cloud DVR services as Catch-up and NPVR. For live, we are supporting ad replacement, including banner ad insertion. We can insert pre, mid, post-roll and user event-based advertising. Just to clarify, event-based means triggering ad insertion whenever viewers take certain actions, like fast forward, pause, resume, etc. Also, something that is very important around the solution, that together with our partners, we are able to remove original ads from content that is being consumed via those cloud DVR services that we just spoke about. The way that is being done is enabling the operators to share cloud recorded content without any ads or reduced amount of ads, letting them to offer a premium services around that.
Okay, and how important is the pay TV market itself to addressable advertising? Because, I mean, it is possible, you know, broadcasters, they could use their own streaming services over connected TV or multi-screen. We've seen HBB TV trying to introduce some sort of broadcast-based targeted advertising. So, you know, how important is the pay TV operator?
So I see that we are already showing a slide. As I believe that everybody, yeah, go ahead. I think that we need to present a slide to explain it. Okay, so what we are seeing in this slide, okay, this is the ways today that are available for advertisers to target the viewers via targeted TV advertising. As you can see, there are 4 ways to do it. Okay, we have the free-to-air on connected devices. We have the marketplace on connected TV, as provided, for example, by Nielsen and Samsung. Those 2 methods that I just shown, and it's written also in the slide, it's only 20% of the audience. Only 20% of the audience is watching TV like that. The rest, 80%, is being consumed via MVPDs and classic service providers, operators, in one word. So if we want to see the real money coming to TV, operators have to enabling their inventory, because what advertisers want is to reach 100% of their audience. And this is exactly what the solution is providing. Okay, it's providing support via OTT, IPTV, cable, you name it, on linear and on-demand content.
Okay, and Gerald, I mean, talk us through the ecosystem and the relationships that underpin pay TV addressable advertising.
Yeah, so John, to give you an overview of each participant in the advertising ecosystem, we can say it's divided into 2 sides. The first side, the supply, it is the participant that sell ads and that makes it technically work. We have pay TV operators. They own the content distribution throughout their pipes on their devices like set-top box and OTT, and they own the customer relationship, the subscribers. Then there are the broadcasters programmer. They own the content programs and they distribute them onto the different distribution ecosystems, so pay TV operators, but also smart TV like Samsung, MVPD, digital MVPD, and mobile application stores like Apple, iOS, or Google Android. TV advertising today is possible through carriage agreement between pay TV operators and broadcasters. And these broadcasters are selling major part of the ads inventory on live linear TV, catch-up, and VOD content. But we can say that in most countries, pay TV operators have also the right to sell ads, like in the US or in LATAM, 2 minutes per hour, for example. And on the other side, there is the demand. The demand is the participants that are buying ads for branding, call to action, marketing campaigns. So you have media agencies, they negotiate and buy ads on behalf of advertisers. They operate and optimize the campaigns and report results to advertisers. Then the advertisers, they have the marketing budget and decide the right media mix for their media spend to be invested, for example, in TV, digital, social, radio, print, or out of home. What we can say is with the COVID-19, for sure, we know that premium video, including OTT and set-top box, is a strong way for advertisers to connect with consumers.
Okay, and how does the pay TV operator make their money from your solution?
Yeah, so with targeted TV advertising, pay TV operators have definitely a key role in the advertising ecosystem. Their data is an important asset for the advertisers to operate precision marketing campaigns, for example. Data has driven for the last year the growth of digital marketing overpassing classical TV spend as we know it. With their data, the operator will be able, in fact, to make money through a free sales model. First model is the model with no operators with no inventory. They enable geo-targeting and syndicate their data through relevant audience segments that VO is preparing, for example, for broadcast, direct, and programmatic campaigns. So that's the first model. The second model is the operator with inventory that is coming from their own TV channels or shared inventory from their TV agreements. In that case, they will use their data on broadcast TV content on all of their distribution devices, on all of content, like I say, live, time-shifted TV, and VOD. And third and the last model is the operator that will able to package and sell TV video inventory from thematic channels or tier 2 broadcasters that are not able to do this by themselves. We enrich this inventory with their data, and so at the end they will act as a sales house. So each of the free sales model rely on an access fee for targeted advertising on their operator environment, like a toll on the highway. It will be a CPM, a cost per thousand of $2, for example, a tech fee that to allow the access to their technical packs. Then a data fee for audience segments activation on any content, no matter if it's broadcast that they're selling inventory or the operator directly, and a revenue share for inventory packaging and selling for the tier 2 or thematic channels.
Okay, and for the advertising that's in stream, which I guess is the bulk of it, I mean, you presumably need channel partners to be on board. I mean, broadcasters control their own content, obviously. So are they interested in this?
Yes, for sure. So we have so for example, in France, operators today, they don't have the right to sell inventory. So really it's broadcasters that take the opportunity and ask for this activation. But maybe to start with the fact that in the next 10 years at least, there will be still a fragmentation of usage, as we know, and that IPTV will get a large majority of time spent per day in many countries. And as such, it will be instrumental to activate this channel in order to reach the scale advertisers are looking for their targeted ads. So channel will be interesting for sure in the revenue opportunity. Targeted TV advertising will increase the value of TV inventory. We have benchmarked from 2 to 5, making a TV CPM closer to a digital CPM and even more. The current example we have of targeting advertising is in the UK with Sky Smart. We know that the TV CPM has been increased from 3 to 15, reaching £50 plus CPM. In Belgium, for example, with SDS, we know that 3 to 4 TV CPM has been increased. And you're right to say that they're already offering streaming service, and we think targeting advertising will bring more value. On channels, streaming services, this is not live, which still is the majority of time spent. And there are some inefficiency and technical limitations that exist that undervalue the streaming inventory as TV inventory, like viewability, size of the screen, and other reasons. For HbbTV, we know today it's a growing opportunity for connected TV, having access directly to the TV. But today it's mostly display banners, overlay ads, but not really live targeted ads at scale. And also it's not targeting for each household. It's still at the regional or city level.
Okay, and we know that there's new money available for the operators, but is there also new money available for the channels? Because obviously they'll want to know that. And, you know, the danger, I guess, would be that budget just gets reallocated to addressable from perhaps traditional linear.
Yes, that's a good point. From what's happening already in countries where targeted advertising is deployed, we see that 40 to 50% of the revenue opportunity is coming from reallocation of existing linear TV or digital budget. So it's typically the national advertisers. And we know also that 50% plus is purely incremental, so totally new revenue thanks to new investment from new advertisers. So operators with inventory will get most of the revenue when they will sell themselves their inventory. When they will sell audience segments to channels, they will get around 25% of the overall value. So basically, this is what I explained, tech fees and data segments CPM. If we look more specifically at the type of advertiser that will spend in that area, so the national advertiser, or again with the benchmark of over countries, we know they shift 2 to 5% of their current TV spend into targeted ad advertising. So like I say, it's no increase of revenue. And new advertisers, mostly local and small, medium business, we know they are not on TV today, so they will be able to be on TV with targeted ad advertising. They will contribute to 50% of the total generated revenue of the opportunity. And we know also that this advertiser will spend 60 to 70% of their video budget on targeted advertising. So as average, addressable TV represents in each country 5% of the total TV spend. And we know it's going to scale over 2 to 3 years to reach 10% or more.
Okay, well, they're very impressive figures. So, Dra, I mean, talk us through the roles that each company performs, because obviously this is a joint solution between Viaccess-Orca and Smart AdServer. I mean, just give us your part of it first.
Yeah, this is correct that we have two parts in the solution, and what we always bring to the table are the two main roles is first and foremost is the data, and more specifically TV data, meaning the unique ability to extract valuable segments from TV data. And the second role that we are bringing is the enablement and control. We enabling all types of content consumption with a granular control over advertising services. This is in order to enable the operators to offer advanced business models and comply with regulation. So if we are getting to a little bit more details, so regarding the first role, the data, we have four verticals of offering around it. One is the ability to achieve 360-degree view of the user. This is in order to extract valuable segments that the advertisers are looking for. Second is keeping the viewers engaged, meaning the more viewers will consume content because they are engaged, more advertising opportunities that we can translate into revenues afterwards. Third is that we're able to extract valuable segments that it's what the ad tech business is looking for. Because in the end of the day, regarding the operator data, nobody cares that you watch Game of Thrones last night, but they do care regarding the household composition, your age, your location, and other segments. And this is exactly what we are bringing to the table, the ability to translate TV data to those segments. And to sum up the first role of data, the fourth point is providing actionable analytics around TV and ad business in order to optimize and balance between the advertising and the traditional model of operators that is subscription. The second major domain that I just mentioned, okay, the enablement and control, the value of it that is enable operators to utilize all of their inventory while complying to the regulation, meaning that they are fitting their solution to what TV regulation required without compromising and to find a way to fit themselves to digital.
Okay, and Gerard, sorry, Dra.
I'm okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt
Thank
you.
you.
Sorry. Was there another point you needed to make?
No.
Okay. Well, Gerard, then, I mean, talk us through your part of the solution and what you bring to the party. Yeah, so in the VO Smart integrated solution, we can say that Smart is the ad enabler. So with our technology and expertise, we have broadcasters and service providers to build their own independent advertising platform. And to do this, we provide the advertising operating system with three main components. So the AdServer is the one that allows to drive the ad decisioning and manage the yield optimization across all monetization channels, from direct to programmatic, including third-party platform. There is also an SSP to activate programmatic monetization channels. This SSP is connected to a premium DSP like the Trade Desk, and a DSP to operate advanced data-driven campaign on behalf of the advertiser. It's unique to Smart. Smart as an independent technology as it owns DSP now. So our solutions are fully interoperable with third-party vendors and platforms, which is very important for an operator to have access to any type of demand with no restriction or policy restriction. As we build an advanced integration with VO, addressable TV suite, in order also to streamline the time and cost to market of operators, very important. If an operator wants to have a go-to-market approach in less than 6 months, it's possible. And of course, it's going to be with limited investment because, as you know, addressable TV requires a certain management of boundaries and spike of traffic for advertising, and this is completely managed by VO and Smart solution.
Okay, and still you, Gerald. I mean, who sells the advertising? I mean, very quickly, you know, does a pay TV operator need a sales team?
Yes. So it's a good question. We see all kinds of models because we're operating across the world. Some operators already have a sales force for traditional TV and want to transition to targeted ad model. And on the other hand, you have the other one that we're entering the advertising space and primarily wants to rely on programmatic monetization. So you can have one or the other or hybrid model. Finally, we see interesting approaches emerging with operators, partnering with local advertising experts in order to reach specific advertisers. And part of our value is to support them in defining the best go-to-market strategy. Like typically, we do a 3-year plan and educate their team and the market together. So we go side by side with them to meet agencies and advertisers.
Okay, and just very quickly, who takes care of the campaign management? Is that you?
So I've been saying Smart is handling the campaign and validating the campaigns to meet the goals. Depending of the structure of the operator, again, what I say, they have a team, traditional TV sales team. They can manage it on their side, and we can support them. Or we have other solution to cover to manage campaigns. So typically, you can have a self-service desk where a local advertiser will go on a specific interface, and with simple campaign, putting geo-targeting, putting a budget and a creative, and they will push start, and the campaign will be able to go live. Very rapidly.
Okay, and I mean, in terms of ad tech, does the pay TV operator have to install anything themselves?
So because we are providing an end-to-end solution, everything needed to successfully deploy targeted TV advertising is already included in the solution, and it's being offered on any infrastructure available today for operators. So in short, no.
Okay, well, that's a very nice short answer, and I'm sure they'll be very pleased to hear that as well. So in terms of ad insertion, again, just quickly, how does that work?
So the ad insertion, we are offering 2 methods to do it. Okay, not only the traditional client side or server side. We are able to offer both of them in parallel. What the solution offers around that, the ability to offer client side and server side in parallel, is giving the operator the control. I hope that you already noticed, control is something that is very important to us in the solution, that we are empowering the operators. The benefit of that is that the operator can choose according to device, channel, offer, service, and others. Okay, if you want to use server side, meaning via the network to replace the ads, or client side that is offered through the VO player. This is a player that VO is offering on the device level. So like that, he has a full control of the solution. Also, something that is important to mention, that we're able to integrate with legacy set-top boxes, so we really can target any device.
Okay, and I've just got an audience question actually, so let's just take that first, and it's addressed to you, Gerard, and I think it's when you were talking about the sort of where the money comes from and the value to channels, etc. It's from Greg Rogers at Medix Media Solutions, and he's just saying, with regards to the examples, what are some of the telcos and pay TV operators in the EU or the US with targeted TV?
Yes. So can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yes, yeah, it's Greg Rogers, and he was just asking about some of when you were saying about the being new money in addressable and money in channels. He was just asking about examples of telcos and pay TV operators from the EU and the US who are targeting today.
So basically, we are so across the world we are having today several this active discussion and POC in LATAM, in APAC, in Europe. So apart from France, where operators do not have inventory, you have operators that have their own TV channels, so they can do targeting advertising on the existing TV ads, and it's their decision to manage, for example, the ad load pressure and how many ads they want to replace. Certain operators are having external channels on their environment, and they already have agreements with a pay TV provider or streaming or SVOD provider, for example. So here they have the right to put 30 seconds or 60 seconds of ads. And then you have the new entrants, what we call the AVOD video content owner that wants to go with AVOD. So they were on subscription base, and they want to open advertising to monetize and reach new audience instead of subscription. So basically, all across the world, pay TV operator or application provider that are onboarding platforms or pay TV environment, they would like to monetize. So there really no big answer. In the US, it's quite simple. It's the local inventory, the MVPD, that are monetizing the 2 minutes of ads. There's no really national addressable TV. Now with the country I mentioned, the region I mentioned, LATAM, APAC, Europe, these countries are really opening straightforward the national and local addressable TV.
Okay, and I've got another question here. I think I should probably direct to you, Gerald. It's from Hugh Quigley at Virgin Media, and he's asking, and just give us a sort of a one-sentence answer. Do you host all of the ad creative on your side or the client agency's side?
Okay, it's a good question. So we are really, so I think there is a question regarding how it's going to transacted, but today, for TV environment, you know, it's not like on video platform, on digital. You need to control which ad is displayed. You need to control the creative. There are some regulation, obligation on TV. So basically, programmatic guarantee is the preferred option. So programmatic guarantee, it's a way to transact between buyers and sellers. And basically, the creative is hosted in our AdServer and synchronized with VO ecosystem. So, and this is very simple. If, for example, an operator wants to manage a campaign on set-top box and OTT devices, on set-top box, the creative will be hosted and converted on the VO solution. But you need the creative also on the OTT, because when you package set-top box audience and OTT audience, you need to deliver the same creative. The creative has to be available in the two ecosystems. So yeah, programmatic guarantee will be the best approach, and to achieve this, we are hosting the creative on both sides.
Okay, and Draw, tell us about the data that the operators can actually harness as the basis for the addressability. I mean, is it mainly set-top box viewing data?
So the solution is not mainly set-top box data. It's comprised from TV operators data and CRM data from all different devices. So I believe, as everybody knows today, viewers seeing and consuming content from various devices. And luckily, we have the ability to consolidate all viewing data, all those points of data, to one point of view of 360-degree view around the user. This view enables us to extract very valuable segments, the segments that Gerald just mentioned, that are creating the ICPM's revenue that was mentioned in Sky and in other places in the world that already launched targeted TV advertising. The fact that the numbers are so high is because of the data. and this is what the data empowers, the iCPM. On top of that, another important thing that the data is providing is the ability to offer local advertisers to be part of the game. So before, local advertisers cannot reach TV because it was too wide for them. But with data, now TV is relevant for them. So if we spoke about the diversity of revenues, so now we can bring not only diversity, but new revenues that never been in TV. So it's not a competition for the traditional linear advertising. So it's new money. It's complete new money that's coming from digital to TV.
Okay, and what about what kind of insights can you get about a household from the viewing data? I mean, I know it's not all viewing data, but what can you tell me about a household if I was an advertiser who wants to target?
So actually, regarding the insight, what we are able to provide, it's 6 different categories of insight. Okay, so some are more familiar. I will talk through them. Okay, so the first one that I can mention is user preference. Okay, which means that it's insight regarding the interest of individuals inside the household. Okay, so we able to detect a certain profile in the household, not the whole household. We can detect interests like Real Madrid fans, gadget seeker, foodies, etc. So this is one of the interests, so it's very valuable for advertisers. Second category around that, okay, around this interest in the household is user behavior, which are insight on the way that content is being consumed. For example, on which devices content is consumed. Is it premium devices or low end? Are they watching on the go, in the mornings? Are they binge viewers, etc.? So this is enable us to extract a lot of valuable segments for advertisers. They can know if you are in the morning in the house, for example.
Okay, and so, demographics? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I
mean,
you
start then my next topic. Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, I mean, demos are obviously a sort of a major issue, even in targeting. I mean, what can you tell someone about the demographics of a house?
So regarding the demographic, what we are providing is actually 2 kind of categories. One is the household composition. So we are able to understand how the household is built, what is the life stage of the household. For example, if it's an elderly family, this is a family with a single person, etc. More specifically, what we are able to understand, because we are looking on each device separately, when we are looking on the household composition, we understand who is watching right now. So we can tell that at the moment, a teenager is watching in his bedroom the content. Okay, so this is a very important insight for the advertisers. The second demographic level that we are able to deduce is from the viewing habits. For example, estimate age, gender, native and spoken languages, that it's easy to understand from the content that viewers consuming.
Okay, and as I understand it, you can also sort of tell that life events are happening. Is that right? So just from what people are doing on their televisions?
So as I said before, this is exactly exactly that. Okay, we can understand a lot from what people is doing on television. Okay, so can you please present a slide regarding all the insight? Oh, yeah, I see that we are presenting the slide. Okay, so what you can see on the left of the slide. Okay, so it's all the segments that we able to present. Okay, so I discuss regarding the user preference, the user behavior, the household composition, the user demographic. We have the user exposure to ad. I will explain in a second, and we have the live moments events. Okay, so what you are seeing here in regards to the live moments events, as you can see on the right of the slide, there is a graph. Okay, and what you are seeing here is how the AI and machine learning able to detect a live moment event. Okay, so as you can see, so I believe it's very visual. Okay, so the upper side of the graph is very different from the lower part of the graph. You see the difference? You have a line in the middle. So I believe that everybody can see it, and it's written life key derived to the household around this line.
On the vertical axis, is that showing channels? What is it we're looking at? Is they channels, and we're watching somebody viewing each channel?
Yeah, so on the bottom, okay, so what we are measuring on the bottom is the zapping activities, okay, which channels they are watching. And on the right, what you are seeing is the genres, okay, with which contents they are interacting. And according to that, we are able to see change in pattern, okay, because people in general are creatures of habits. And when we are seeing this change in habit, we're saying, okay, something has happened, something meaningful has happened. And comparing it to label data, this is exactly what we can deduce, like the life moment events that we are seeing here. The life moments that we are seeing here, this is key arrival into the household. So I believe that everybody's seeing this very visual demonstration, how AI can detect exactly this moment that kid arrived to the household. This is the line that the eye draw in the middle, okay, that is pointed. We said this is the moment of life moment.
So that's when someone had a baby. You can actually tell that.
Yeah, yeah. I know it sounds a magic, but this is the magic of data.
Okay, and that's data presumably that might feed through various other sources eventually, but you can tell that straight away.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, that kind of data, like somebody having a baby, I mean, that might reach its way to an advertiser through third-party data eventually, like sort of, welcome packs that people send out to newly born, new mothers and things, but this is available immediately.
Yeah, so in TV, the beauty that we are interacting with TV all the time. So yes, it's making it available immediately. So when we are sharing it, okay, we are saying this is correct right now, because when something is getting to a third party, you don't know when it's been taken, if it's still valid or not. But for TV, we are watching TV every day, and we are able to deduce really fast this change of habit. This is the power of TV data.
Okay. So one last question for you, Joe, on this particular subject. I mean, you can tell when someone's been exposed to an ad, obviously, with all this viewing data. I mean, what's the value of that? And just a very quick answer, please.
So the value of that you can combine between traditional linear advertising and targeted advertising. I will explain through an example. Okay, let's say that Lipton tea, I believe that everybody are familiar with it, want to publish a campaign for every household in Poland, let's say, 5 times through November via linear channels. Okay, so they are putting their campaign there and they are measuring. And the operator actually is measuring for them. Okay, and we see in some point by the end of November that some of the household wasn't exposed to the campaign. So via targeting, we can target only the household that didn't saw the campaign in linear. So this has enabled the advertisers to combine between the traditional advertising and the targeted advertising.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, okay, well, Gerald, with all these insights available then, what can you actually do in terms of helping an advertiser target somebody? I mean, what can you target against in terms of audience segments?
Yeah, so I think it's important to explain what targeted TV will bring and where it will be complementary to the two main TV business models. So today you have the linear TV, which is GRP based, with so targeted household, same ads for everyone, great as a mass media for big user reach, big audience reach. The second model is what we call data-driven TV. So it's audience profiling, like consumer targets. So it's still same ads for everyone, but here the value proposal is to optimize the efficiency of a linear TV campaign. So you have reach on one side, efficiency on the other side. Targeted ads will bring relevancy and personalization, and this is very important. One ad for each household with the richness of audience segmentation and targeting. If you combine quality of TV, so full screen, 100% viewability, and the granularity of operators' data apply to digital buying and programmatic buying, it will solve advertisers' challenges and brings a lot of incremental value. For example, the ability to increase the power of a digital video campaign thanks to addressable TV, or optimize the reach on frequency, like to give the example of Lipton, reach people that were not able to be reached through the TV campaign. So this is possible only if you apply household level data. And they are really important because, as I explained, it's a rich and deep information. Also, it's targeted against specific household or cluster of household. Bear in mind that targeting advertising can be also a negative targeting. You don't want to target people that you don't have a store, for example, to make them go purchase a product. And also, lastly, the agencies and the buyers, the unique creative capabilities to deliver custom messages. So it's what we call dynamic ads. Thanks to the data, and the TV exposure, or you know exactly how you can tell a story to a customer, and it's very engaging and very high perceived from the audience because they think it's a tailor message that has been addressed to them.
Okay, and Draw, is pay TV operator data more accurate or more up to date than something you can get from other sources? I mean, we saw the example there of the life event, so we know that's more up to date than anybody else could probably imagine. But generally speaking,
so I don't like the words more. Okay, so I want to present a slide. Okay, I see that we are already presenting it to explain what TV data can bring and why it has its own benefit. First, TV data is authenticated data. This means that the advertisers know that there is a real person around this data. Okay, in digital we are seeing a lot of fraud. In TV, you cannot fraud it. Okay, because you have the set-top box, you are connected, it's a registered household, etc. Second, the data is up to date. As we said, okay, it's all the time we are interacting with the TV, and the segmentation is always calculated. So meaning that the data is relevant right now. In addition, the data that we are gathering from TV is gathered from an interface that is supervised. Okay, so for people that are interacting with the AI and machine learning, they are understanding the importance of supervised environment because using that supervised environment, we are able to deduce a very accurate and comprehensive understanding of the household. And the last point, okay, number 4, that this data is in real time shared with the advertisers, meaning that when the advertiser receiving the data is accurate and correct, not like working with data dealer, as you mentioned before, of third parties, that they don't know if it's still valid.
Okay, and obviously GDPR has been on everyone's lips for several years now. I mean, in terms of privacy regulations or any equivalents to GDPR, I mean, are they a hurdle to using this kind of rich data or offering targeted advertising generally? Draw?
So actually I'm seeing GDPR as an opportunity. With GDPR and similar privacy regulation that we are seeing around the world, the value of first-party data, like operators did, okay, as we just mentioned, is rising a lot, okay, because third-party data is no longer available. People are not consenting to give the data to third-party dealers, so we see how first-party data has risen. The second thing okay, go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, so carry on.
No, it's okay. I just want to mention the point of the consent. Okay, because TV operators today have the ability to receive a consent, I believe, in a more trusted environment because they are interacting with the viewers every day. So the viewers are trusting TV operators. We see the average around the world that consent is given. So making targeted advertising even more relevant in the GDPR area.
Right, okay, well, let's push the audience poll again then now. So this is the moment when you, as our listeners, can give us an answer yourselves. So the question again is, as an operator, when do you plan to launch a targeted advertising solution? And then your options are 2020, 21 or 22, or maybe it's not in your plans at all. So it's a multiple choice. Just tell us what you think. And we'll take a few audience questions now, and then we'll come back to that in a minute. So I've got a question here. Well, in fact, I've got a second question from Hugh Quigley at Virgin Media. We'll take that one first. I'll say it, and then either Draw or Gerald can jump in because I'm not too sure who should answer this one. So, as third parties redirects cause timeouts, and as a result, impressions can be missed, how do you handle this?
Yeah. So I can answer on the ad tech side. So there's two ways to sell campaigns today. It's direct sell. So the operator will upload the creative in a system, and when there will be a transaction, usually it's like called direct sales. There's no external redirect. The second option, this is the one I mentioned before, is programmatic guarantee. So programmatic guarantee, the idea is to avoid any calls that will create latency, because the way the process, the creative is secured by the seller, is that the buyer confirms that it will be the right creative to use for the campaign. So it's not like open auction or deal ID, where it's a type of transaction where you give a price, but you have no guarantee on the volume. Programmatic guarantee, it's TV programming. It's the same as TV programming. Is you open the way to buy inventory. Here it's with data, but the campaign will be secure in terms of hosting creative and distribution. For sure, there will be no external redirect that could impact any user experience, like black screen or create latency on set-top box environment, for example.
Also, I think that to add on that, it's again the point of the control, because the operator is controlling the whole ecosystem. He can put in advance some rules to say, okay, if I'm not getting the ads in the right time, just go with the broadcasted ad, or don't present the user an ad. So the user experience, we understand this is the focus of TV operators, and we can ensure them the user experience with the tools that we are providing.
Yeah, so just to add on one, is the two sides. The buying ecosystem side, we are managing and providing the best control to secure that the ad is in place. There's no external factors that can impact the delivery and the user experience. And on VO side, there are signals and information that can prevent also this creative not to be shown.
So we've published the poll, and it shows that nearly 35% in 2020 will be looking at doing addressable TV, 35% 2021, just under 9% for 22, and there's quite a lot, actually, 1/5 who are not going to think about this until at least 2023, according to this. So, so that's a good sample of people there, and so let's push on then. I mean, Gerald, programmatic is obviously a big part of your solution. I mean, we know it's well established in the digital space, for digital video advertising, that is. I mean, what are the benefits? Just run them through them fairly quickly for us.
Yeah, so in digital and notably in video, programmatic is getting the lion market share, and there's reason for that. From a buyer perspective, like programmatic is an automated trading. It's not manual, so very more effective to operate. Precision data targeting for advertiser, you go from a proxy audience targeting to a placement buying. So you can buy in pick and choose mode who you want to target. And also the most important is the control and optimization during execution of the campaign is the ad frequency for the same users and the budget control. You can stop and go if you see that the campaign is not working very well. On the seller side, so operator, it's much more simple to sell advertising space because you have a higher demand pool, and it's less time and effort to find advertisers. You can also do a yield management of your inventory, so get the higher value of each inventory thanks to different types of bidding or agreement with buyers. And also it's a better collaboration with advertisers, like I explained, in terms of creative management and storytelling.
Okay, and part of your job is aggregating audiences, obviously. That's a key part of programmatic. And so does this mean that smaller channels, even if they've only got fairly small, perhaps long-tail audiences, they can get onto the radar of ad buyers?
So, yes, for sure. The thing is our platform is creating audience liquidity because we are in the programmatic business for more than 8 years. And it is a digital and efficient way for buyers and sellers to execute audience-based transaction. In fact, we provide a data platform to package and aggregate any type of data, first party, second party, and third party also, to add more signals to enable inventory audience discovery, because this is a key point also for buyers. It's to pre-plan the campaign, so they need to know in advance, even it's before the execution, which audience they can target, and we provide this information. And also we allow buyers to activate any type of demand platform, because you have different technology today that allow this. So you have from a trading desk dedicated to programmatic buying to the big six agency. And to answer your point is we are packaging also audience and inventory for smaller TV channels to buyers and agencies, because it's a part of our demand team is to help any publisher and operator to scale on the demand side to maximize the chance of selling its inventory.
Okay, and how does a pay TV operator plug themselves into the existing programmatic ecosystem, which buyers are already using, obviously?
So to plug into the ecosystem is to enable the connection to an SSP and an AdServer, but it's not enough. Okay, what we already discussed and described all the benefits. Operators need more. Okay, as shown in this slide that we are currently presenting. Okay, there are 6 building blocks in order to enjoy all the benefits when connecting to the programmatic networks. So from the first one, okay, enable the inventory. What does it mean? It's letting the operators the control when and where and by whom ads will be seen. The second block that you can see here in the slide is the control viewer experience. It's meaning control the viewer frequency, controlling some rules around it, like we just been asked around the experience with black screen that we can prevent. So giving him the control. So if you are connecting to the programmatic, you need to make sure that your user experience is not in any way getting effect from that. The third point, okay, is activating the data. So activate the data, it sounds very easy because you just put in the data in the programmatic network. But for operators, this is not the case. Operators want to safeguard the data and keep it in their own environment. So what we are providing there is showing only segments without any identifiers. So it's also related to the GDPR point that you raised before. So if we are not showing the identifier, so the data all the time under the control of the operators. If I may, I will let Gerald explain the next step that Smart is bringing to the table.
Thank you, Dor. So yes, you don't explain what is done on their side, and as we have this integrated technology, the data segment go directly to Smart in a protection environment, protected environment. So yeah, you need an ad tech because an ad tech platform, like we said, an operating system, because at the end you will manage a lot of inventory. So you will need to forecast how much inventory you have. You will need reporting for the advertiser and the agency on the data segment that has been used, the performance of the video, how much people have seen the ad, and how much the video has been seen totally or partially. It provides also all the connection to all the ecosystem, so set-top box, OTT, because operator has also an OTT platform. And doing this, you need also an ecosystem, an ad platform which is really open, not close to like certain ad platforms that are privileging their own ecosystem. And also to protect, as I say, the data, because once the data segment is going out from Vio, it's completely protected when we activate it on the programmatic or direct sales. You need to address the programmers and advertisers' needs. So, for example, if a broadcaster wants to activate addressable TV with operators' data, we need to connect the ad tech of the operator with the ad server of the programmers. And this is what we're providing with our third-party partner integration, is to streamline the operation, to streamline the delivery, and to provide transparency also on what has been delivered. And the last one is connect with premium advertisers. So we are maintaining connection with premium DSP, specialized DSP in TV like the Trade Desk, for example. And we connect also local networks and demand. Because for programmatic buying or addressable targeted advertising, you need to connect the local advertisers to a dedicated platform. So all combined together, we have the Vio specificity on managing segments, enable inventory, and activate the intelligent segments. And we as a smart provide the tool to operate on the monetization side, direct programmatic to maximize the value of the inventory. And overall, these 6 components deliver premium TV, because for each of one, you have expertise and knowledge on how to scale and manage at any steps of these 6 steps, protection and connection to the advertisers.
Okay, and Gerald, just very quickly, I mean, we know the TV industry is very fussy about how programmatic is used. You know, they're not keen on open auctions. They need inventory marketers need inventory that they can count on getting. They can't just go without audiences. There are compliance issues. I mean, presumably you deal with these.
Yeah. So what we can say is we are compliant because we have local regulation in each country, and of course it's not because you are opening a TV inventory that will be addressable that you can do like in digital. So there is of course a need of alignment between buyers and sellers, and this is the role of the platform. And on Smart side, we are guaranteed this through our different modules. So the data platform, the way we operate connection with buyers. So we are compliant with the legislation, like we say regarding GDPR, and we are also compliant with the way each market is operating as a media TV chain in terms of creative validation, process of TV, and measurement in a traditional way and digital way.
Okay, and you believe that your solution, I know you believe it's particularly good at generating demand for inventory using the programmatic. So just explain what you mean by that.
Yes. So we think we have all the components to drive the right demand. So as I said, our solution is one of the most open, connected, and interoperable with the ecosystem. We have more than 50 plus DSP, so demand side partners, the tool that is going programmatically with buyer source that have access to our clients' inventory. We have a program of connecting third-party partners to onboard new type of buyers, and our clients are able to operate in premium and direct transaction with programmatic. So what we do to drive the premium environment is we guarantee a brand safe environment for advertisers. So this is based on we have a control team that is looking at the quality of inventory. We look at the creative quality monitoring, which is an important piece for addressable TV. Like I said, to respect each country advertising TV regulation. We secure the user experience in terms of latency, and we are compliant with GDPR. So this is really it can be explicit, but it's very mandatory from advertisers to be part of this targeting ad advertising because they need to be convinced that they will push ads in a secure environment, and then it will generate strongly more demand, because we're going to have the trust of advertisers to be in part of this ecosystem.
Okay, and just quickly, I mean, we know there are some global ad tech companies who will probably offer addressable advertising at some point, a kind of a solution for pay TV operators. I mean, what would be the main advantages of coming to this solution, Gerald, compared to those?
Yes, so basically, there are several technologies today that are existing on the market. Some of them are more OTT driven, so they are not really they are not focused on operator. Whereas you've seen or explained very well, they are mandatory and things that you need to understand the TV ecosystem. It's not just taking digital inventory and put this inventory on TV. You need to address the real TV ecosystem. And the main difference is our ecosystem is, as I said, is very open, no matter if it's on the buyer side, on the measurement side, and we are able to provide an ecosystem where we will provide seamless digital operation with the precision of data targeting collected by VO on their side with their intelligence and machine learning data collection and audience segment creation.
Okay, so Draw, I mean, you believe that you can offer more control to a pay TV operator and their channel partners, and it's also a better business model with you. I mean, just again, I mean, similar to what Gerald was just telling us, run us through the benefits of using your overall solution.
So I think this solution is built with the focus of TV. It wasn't built with the focus of digital. Okay, so we are very proud of that. We are giving everything that operators need in order to offer targeted TV advertising on TV. Okay, because in a lot of the cases we are seeing solutions that come in from digital, and they are trying to adapt to the operators, but this is not the case. We built it for operators with experience of 20 years, each company in a domain. Okay, Smart in the AdTech domain and VO in the TV domain, and we are building everything that is needed in order to provide the operators that, and the teams that also know to support it. Okay, so we have the expertise in both companies.
Okay, and Gerard, just wrap us up with a quick summary then. I mean, we're looking at the same slide that Gerard was just explaining. You know, why this solution stands out from the crowd.
Yes, so I think when you see the most important point on the bottom of the slide is, as you've seen, it's a TV-driven ecosystem with TV-centric technology. So VO is covering all what is relating to TV data. And the good thing is on our side, we are providing the best-in-class for the advertising side. So we are providing all the modules that the digital ecosystem are used to work with, so SSP with the connection of DSP. So we think this our combined solution provide really difference in terms of open ecosystem and in terms of addressing all type of transaction and all type of device management. And it answers also all use cases, so operator with inventory, operator with no inventory, broadcasters that want to activate addressable TV on their ecosystem. So it's a full end-to-end platform that can manage all needs and apply and provide all controls to this opportunity.
Okay, great. Well, we're out of time now, so I just want to apologise to anyone who didn't get their question answered today, but they will be answered afterwards because our panelists will see the questions so they can get back to you directly. I would like to point out that there are some resources that you can still download, so do take advantage of that. And really, I just want to thank everyone for listening and thank our speakers. So Droit Mangel at Viaccess-Orca and Gérard Sauvageon from Smart AdServer, thank you both very much, and good afternoon to everybody.
Thank you, John. Thank you for everybody.
Thank you very much.